Hi friends, this is CA Omkar Gadgil here. Well, I've recorded before this a couple of videos on indirect taxes, but today I'm here not to talk on any technical subject, but today I'm over here just to have a very casual talk with you on some very serious subject. Well, now, as you all know that yesterday, that is on 17th of January, we had the results of CA final examination. And the result was again like the institute's examination result. So it was obviously to give a good feeling to somebody, not a very good feeling to many of you. And this is the way in which the institute examinations are. So I mean, even if the results are not really something that have come your way or the way you wanted it, don't really feel very bad about it. We all prepare, we all fight very hard. And ultimately, what happens is that only 8% or 10% or 12% of us maybe make it to the finals, and the rest of us cannot. Now, see, my dear friends, it's not that I am telling something which is based on some theories. I myself have faced this failure in the CA final examination a couple of times. Now, when I did fail a couple of times, I do remember that there was times, that I used to feel bad that how come nobody failed that I should be capable enough of clearing the examinations. How come the paper checkers was not generous enough to sometimes not give me an exemption and this and that, and there was so lot many thoughts in my mind. But no, what happens is that after the results it is like an initial blow to you, so you really feel bad about it, and it's certainly bound to happen because you have spent hours together preparing for this examination, and ultimately if it is something which does not result in a very positive outcome for you, then of course you do feel bad, and I certainly empathize that. Now, I should say one thing. If you have failed in the CA final examination, I don't think there is something very unusual that has happened. Some of you might be, a good rankers, maybe in the your 10th standard, 12th standard, maybe in CPT, PCC as well, IPCC as well. But unfortunately, the failure has come your way. Some of you might have failed for the subsequent time, that is second time or third time maybe. Or maybe some of you have failed in one group or anything like this. Particularly I have made this video to address only for the students who really could not make it in the final examinations. But there is nothing to define or categorize as such that you are failures, nothing like that. Just forget it. Now why I say so, it takes courage to give this examination. It takes courage to give the 8 papers in this examination. It takes immense courage to stand till the third end of the third hour in this paper. So whatever you have done is certainly a good job that you appeared for the entire examination. Maybe the hard part of it is that the results didn't come your way. That is what I can understand. But now, if I really think after the results, do you really feel that 100% of the mistake is not yours, or 100% somebody else was making a mistake because of which you failed? Then the answer is no. So let us just take it positively and start accepting things. My dear friends, understand कि एग्जामिनेशन में अपीयर करके एग्जामिनेशन पास करना ये एक बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रोसीजर है. मैं कॉम्प्लिकेटेड इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ बिकॉज it is not just about studying, but it is studying in a very meticulous manner, in a very apt manner, and in a very serious and structured manner. And if we lack either of it, then trust me, a clever of the clever students also finds it very difficult to clear this examination. Don't get disheartened, I'll certainly say so. Because it is not that you did something wrong. You did try, you did study, you did slog. It is only that maybe somewhere that things did not get channelized the way you want. But nevertheless, once that you have appeared, or probably twice that you have appeared, or maybe thrice that you have appeared, that is totally immaterial. Now, I take the courage to say so that it is immaterial, that maybe somebody of you are getting pressed by the feeling that first attempt students are going to get an edge over you. I certainly would say that this, yes, in industry they would certainly get an edge at the time of initial job search. But don't worry, friends, that does not mean that anybody who has cleared CA examination in a subsequent attempt has no future or has no great thing to do in life. Nothing like that. I told myself that I have cleared my examination in the very third attempt, not in first, not in second, in the third attempt. So I also know the way how it feels when you fail in a examination in CA. I would only say that just do a bit of homework before you start studying for the next time. First of all, पास्ट एग्जामिनेशन क्वेश्चन पेपर्स निकालो, मतलब तुम्हारे नवंबर के एग्जामिनेशन के पेपर्स निकालो, सजेस्टेड आंसर्स निकालो, जस्ट start checking the suggested answers with the papers and try to recall what you did in your papers. I know 100% you will not be able to do so, but at least you will get something out of this, trust. Maybe your preparation was not enough. Maybe your preparation was good, but you are not able to put it on paper. Or it may be that the manner in which institute expect you to communicate with them, maybe that is lacking somewhere or the other. This initial postmortem of your papers will at least give you 40% of the answers of your failures. Now, why I say so? Because you will actually track down certain mistakes that might have happened in the examination. Second thing, if it is possible for you, friends, give the 3 months purely and purely for your studies. If maybe it is very important for you to work and earn, then I understand that working is an important part. But if at all you don't have such burden on you, then trust me, instead of working, do some very serious studies. It's just a matter of 3.5 months, and then you're free to work for your entire life. Don't get deviated, don't get diverted to something or the other, don't get diverted to some easy options. Maybe somebody, if it is your subsequent attempt, maybe somebody will now probably start suggesting you that you go for this, you go for that. But I believe that strongly, ये सब चीजों करने की जरूरत नहीं है. One or two attempts here and there, two three attempts here and there, even I take the courage to say so, does not really change things at all. Your goal is very important and you need to achieve your goal. Strive hard, study hard, go for it, but go in a very proper direction, because nobody is going to say today that you did not study. Everybody knows that you studied. Everybody knows that you have worked immensely hard. And everybody wants that your this hard work should actually get some good fruit for it. And that is the reason why I'm just telling you or some opening up some very important tips for you. First of all, प्रिपरेशन में देखो कहीं पे गलती हो रही है क्या, कहीं आपके पढ़ाई करने के तरीके में गलती हो रही है क्या. Maybe is it so happening that you are not practicing the practical questions? Maybe is it happening that accounts and costing का questions, practical problems आप solve करने के बजाय theory manner में या फिर read कर रहे हो, सिर्फ कैलकुलेटर साइड में रख के कैलकुलेशंस क्रॉस चेक कर रहे हो, ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है क्या, एक बार रियली चेक करो. टैक्सेस के पेपर में आपको प्रोविजंस कितना अच्छे से याद है ये भी देखना बहुत जरूरी है. I'm not talking about mugging up provisions. I'm only saying that provisions, do you know them? And do you know the logic of the provision? So, if at all the question is fired upon on any of the provisions, my dear friend, it is very important that you will simply answer it because you know a provision in tax. Then the subjects like law, the subjects like auditing, where theory is a very important aspect of it. Learn to write the answers in a skillful manner. I'll share you an experience. I have a friend of mine who is also a chartered accountant. And when I failed in my second attempt, he asked me that, that what's wrong with you, Omkar? Why are you not able to score marks? So he told me that, just write fight and answers in law, fight and answers in audit, and show it to me. I did say that, okay, fine, I'll do that. And I actually did that. I wrote those answers and I showed him. The moment I showed him, he checked all the answers thoroughly and he told me that, my friend, that this is very difficult, that I will also not like to give marks to you. How do you expect institute to give marks to you? No, it was not that I wrote something of ABCD types or something like poems or some nursery rhyme, something like that. I did write law. I did write audit. but he said that CA finals is a level where you need to really justify your answer properly. If it is an auditing answer, show some multiple dimensions to it, whether it is from the taxation point of view, law point of view, then open up your answer. The theoretical answer should also seem to be very beautiful to the examiner. He gets interest in solving your answer, in checking your answers. Beg your pardon. If you really write a theory answer which is paragraphs and paragraphs, that does not make sense to the examiner. The examiner wants you to exhibit your qualities in an answer, not to exhibit your qualities by writing a chunk of quantum or some big answer, big pages. That is not what is being expected. I'll also say, don't compare the marks that you got in probably the previous attempt and this attempt, then compare that, okay, audit में 10 बड़ा, law में 7 कम हुआ, costing में 3 बड़ा. Don't do all these things. It will not virtually help you in anything. Because every examination, every paper has a different way of it. So it does not really reflect a true picture if you keep on comparing it from attempt to attempt. So better don't do that. What you can do is that, चेक करो ये सब अपना एग्जामिनेशन के पेपर्स को सजेस्टेड आंसर्स के साथ चेक करो. पहले सिर्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करो बिफोर यू स्टार्ट स्टडिंग फॉर द नेक्स्ट अटेम्प्ट. एक 10 days का स्पैन जाने दो. रिलैक्स. आई नो दैट दिस फेलियर डाइजेस्ट करना इज नॉट इजी. 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, इवन अ वीक, लेट्स रिलैक्स करो. उसके बाद 10 दिन सीरियसली सिर्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करो कि हम कहाँ पे गलत जा रहे हैं. Because if you don't find that, the preparation for next attempt is not really going to help you better. Understand? If you have prepared well, don't feel guilty also that you did not study. Only thing is that जहाँ पे भी mistakes है, shortcomings है preparation में, वो solve करने की कोशिश करो. Once you are done with the introspection part of it, then either you're going to find yourself weak in conceptual understanding, writing skills, or maybe paper writing skills, or maybe answer writing skills. Try to improvise upon either of it, whichever you find is lacking in yours. Take the next 3.5 months as a challenge. Take them as a world challenge. Don't get, simply drifted away by anything. Don't feel any particular way to feel bad or feel depressed, because all these things really don't help anybody. Even if you say that, examination में जाके जो लोग बोलते हैं कि नहीं, sometimes I got blank, sometimes my hands were shivering, etc., etc. Practically speaking, beyond sympathy, nothing can be gained in such situations. So why to, actually resort to all these things? It is better that be self-dependent, self-reliant. Prepare yourself so hard. Prepare it in such a hard manner that, even the toughest of the people should not move you. And also remember, my dear friends, that कोई भी पेपर में 30 to 35 marks का element ऐसा हो सकता है कि I understand, which is tough, which is really tough, which is going to help, which is going to make you crack your brains hard. But what about the balance 70? वो बैलेंस 70 को देखो, अच्छे से स्कोर करने की कोशिश करो. गारंटेड पासिंग मार्क्स तो आपको मिल ही जाएंगे. बचे हुए स्कोर्स में से इवन इफ यू स्कोर 50%, 55% मार्क, स्टिल इजीली योर 55 प्लस टू 60 का स्कोर का रेंज पहुंच जाता है. सॉरी. If you are giving both the groups, in each group make 2 subjects as your strength. And strength मतलब इतना अच्छे से करो उसको that minimum 60-65 marks you are bound to score in that. The rest of the 2 subjects can be maybe okay between 55 to 60. But don't keep any targets as 40, as targets as 42, 43. No, sorry. That does not really work. Remember, not failure, but low aim is crime is a proverb very famously known to you. So same thing applies over here. 40 का एम रखना ये लो एम है जो क्राइम है. सो इसलिए बोलता हूँ कि एम ही रखते वक्त ऐसा करो कि 2 सब्जेक्ट मेरे 65 प्लस ही जाने, 2 सब्जेक्ट प्रॉब्लम मेरे 55 to 60 में रहेंगे. आई अंडरस्टैंड. नेक्स्ट थिंग इज प्रिपरेशन करते वक्त एक सेल्फ इवैल्यूएशन करते रहो आफ्टर अ सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. रोज रात को 1 घंटे के टाइम में प्रिपेयर फॉर सम केस लॉ बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, डायरेक्ट टैक्सेस, इनडायरेक्ट टैक्सेस, ऑडिटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स के नंबर्स नाम याद करने हैं, प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स के स्टैंडर्ड्स के क्लॉजेस याद करने हैं, अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स के बारे में पढ़ना है. रोज रात को ये कंपल्सरी 1.5 hours का सेशन करो जिसमें आपको रिपीटेटिवली पढ़ने वाली चीजें पढ़नी है. And trust me, it works so fantastically well that end of the preparation you'll understand that you are well versed with all the case laws, all the citations, and magical thing feels like okay, I know all the auditing standards, the numbers, the professional ethics clauses, everything. Now this thing does not happen overnight. So from today, from tomorrow, even if you start this, every day 1.5 hours you give for this, dedicatedly 1.5 hours सिर्फ इतने के लिए दो, मैं आपको बोल सकता हूँ दैट आपका प्रिपरेशन बहुत अच्छे से एलिवेट हो जाएगा। एंड जब भी पढ़ाई के लिए प्लानिंग करोगे, रियलिस्टिक प्लानिंग करो, ऐसा प्लानिंग करो जो आप सच्ची में फुलफिल कर पाओगे। एंड सी एक्सेल में प्लान्स बना के उसको कलरफुल टेक्निक्स में बना के एग्जीक्यूशन में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है जो मैटर करती है, एंड वो एग्जीक्यूशन अगर नहीं होता है तो सच्ची में बुरा लगता है। तो इससे अच्छा जिसको जैसा जमता है, अगर आपको मंथली प्लानिंग करना है, वीकली करना है, डेली करना है, फोर्टनाइटली करना है, जिस भी मैनर में प्लानिंग करना है, दिस इज कम्प्लीटली योर कॉल, यू हैव टू डू इट। नेक्स्ट थिंग इज दैट कोई भी मल्टीपल रेफरेंस बुक के पीछे भागो मत। एक तुमने क्लासेस किए होंगे, इंस्टीट्यूट का मॉड्यूल्स है, सॉल्ड इलस्ट्रेशन देखो, मॉड्यूल्स पढ़ो, क्लासेस के बुक्स पढ़ो, या एक आधा रेफरेंस बुक पढ़ो। डोंट गो रनिंग every XYZ reference book for tax, for law, for this, for that. Don't do that. Not really required. And the next thing is that preparations ये डेडिकेटेडली 3 साढ़े 3 महीने के लिए करो। मैं आपको बोलता हूँ दैट सी देर इज रियली नथिंग दैट इट इज सो इम्पॉसिबल टू अचीव, इट इज सो डिफिकल्ट टू अचीव। आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट इट इज रियली डिफिकल्ट टू गिव दिस एग्जामिनेशन एंड क्लियर द एग्जामिनेशन, बट अगर आपने एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड मैनर में प्रिपरेशन किया, I can tell you that certainly passing is not at all difficult. So don't lose hopes at all. That much I can say. So. You all are brave people. You all are super people on this planet. You just have very much abilities to do wonders. बस एक छोटा सा अपने को मार्क क्रॉस करना है, दैट इज पासिंग ऑफ दिस एग्जामिनेशन, एंड जो आप बहुत जल्दी कर लोगे। आई एम वेरी मच कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट इट, एंड मेरे से ज्यादा आपने खुद ने इसके बारे में कॉन्फिडेंट होना बहुत जरूरी है। सो बी कॉन्फिडेंट, बी वेरी काम, बी वेरी कंपोज्ड, गो अप्रोच बाय ऑफ फ्रेम बाय अंदर में अप्रोच में उसको सिर्फ फॉलो करो। जिस दिन जो पढ़ाई कर रहे हो उस दिन सिर्फ उसी के बारे में सोचो, डोंट थिंक अबाउट दी अदर सब्जेक्ट्स, आते रहेंगे बराबर। मेरा ऐसा सजेशन रहेगा दैट आप दो तीन सब्जेक्ट्स एक दिन में पढ़ो। एक सब्जेक्ट एक दिन में पढ़ के एट अ स्ट्रेच 8 दिन एक ही सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना समटाइम्स एक अच्छी प्रैक्टिस मुझे नहीं लगती है, बट ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज कंप्लीटली अ डिस्क्रिशनरी कॉल। But I'll say so that one theory, one practical का combination works very perfectly. To the extent, try getting up early in the morning, try finishing your studies to the maximum extent possible before 10 p.m. in the night, and 10:15, 10:30 just sleep off. ये एक cycle fit हो जाएगा, वो भी अपने लिए अच्छे रहेगा। I myself used to find it very difficult to get up early in the morning, but fortunately someday it really clicked my brain and I started getting up early. I can say so that the efficiency level is definitely high when you study in the morning than what you study at night. So I think prefer करो इसको। एंड जो अटेम्प्ट गया या जो अटेम्प्ट्स गए, फॉरगेट अबाउट, कुछ नहीं होगा उससे। आपको बुरा लगता रहेगा बट उससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं होगा। मैं तो बोलता हूँ कि जो मार्कशीट आई रहेगी, भले ही कम मार्क्स हो, अपने स्टडी टेबल में सामने लगाओ। जहां जहां पे जितने जितने मार्क्स कम मिले हैं उसको चैलेंज लगाओ कि ये सब्जेक्ट में मुझे नेक्स्ट टाइम बॉस डबल मार्क्स में लेके आएगा। ये विजिल अंदर पैदा करो, फटाफट प्रिपरेशन करने को चालू करो, एंड जस्ट 3 महीने की बात है यार, एग्जाम देके बात खत्म कर दो। सो आई डोंट वांट दैट एनी ऑफ यू रियली सिटिंग इन द कॉर्नर ऑफ द हाउस कर्सिंग योरसेल्फ डूइंग दिस डूइंग दैट, ये वो कुछ मत करो। ये सब चीजों का कुछ फायदा नहीं होता। पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड से रहो, अपने आप को रोज 1 घंटा दो फॉर स्पेसिफिकली योर फिटनेस। गो वॉक इन द पार्क, जॉग समवेयर, प्ले योर स्पोर्ट, प्ले परस्यू योर हॉबी, डू एनीथिंग व्हाट यू वांट, एंड 1 आवर में वो शाम को एक घंटा बिताओ जब कुछ पढ़ाई के बारे में सोचो मत, जस्ट बी वेरी मच योरसेल्फ। देखो ये कोर्स को कंप्लीट करने के लिए सिर्फ डेडिकेशन, हार्डवर्क, इतना ही चीज है जरूरी। No extraordinary things like going and sitting somewhere in the corner of the world, or probably what you can say that doing some very unusual things or staying away the whole night, not sleeping, this that does not really make sense, rather it will make you unhealthy, and यही अपने को नहीं चाहिए नेक्स्ट टाइम। So what we can actually take out of this is, मैं खुद आपसे बोल रहा हूँ, मैं खुद आपको मोटिवेट करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, एंड बिकॉज मैं अब ये जानता हूँ कि फाइनल्स में फेल होने के बाद कैसा लगता है, मेरे को ये अच्छी तरह से पता है कि फिलहाल आपकी क्या मेंटल स्टेट है. सो डोंट वरी माय डियर फ्रेंड, ये एक टिपिकल टेम्पररी फेज होता है, एंड इसको सिर्फ सरपास करके आगे कैसे निकल जाओगे, बस इतना सोचो. Don't think how much percentage the result is going to be there, whether it is 2%, 1%, 0.5%, whatever it may be. I have to be there in that passing percentage. ये चीज सिर्फ अपने दिमाग में रखो, ये अपने जहन में रखना बस. And finally, I'll say you are a final student. You have appeared for CA finals maybe. And if you have appeared, you are not alien to the environment. So बस जो shortcomings है उसको note करो, evaluation करो, just see, introspect, take a break for 7-8 days, 10 days इंट्रोस्पेक्शन करो, एंड एक 10 से 15 दिन के बाद फुल फ्लेजेड मैनर में वापस पढ़ाई करना चालू करो. द नेक्स्ट 3.5 months it should be just you and your studies and nothing else. No other deviation, no other diversion, no doing any funny business apart from that. Avoid any kind of funny business in this duration. Don't even try to get deviated to some of the other things right now. कुछ और करियर में करना है, एग्जाम्स पहले दो अच्छे से, फुल अपना डेडिकेशन से, बाद में किसी और चीज के बारे में सोचना है तो सोचो. अभी सिर्फ सीए फाइनल मई 2016, दिस इज द ओनली थिंग दैट शुड बी देयर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. रोज एक मस्त दिन स्पेंड करो. एवरी डे शुड बी अ वेरी नाइस अपॉर्चुनिटी, एंड कीप ग्रैबिंग द अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ स्टडिंग द ओल्ड. एंड लास्टली आई वुड से फेलियर्स ये सीए फाइनल में, या फिर फेलियर्स ये सीए के कोर्सेस में हर एक लेवल पे होता है. सीपीटी हो, पीसीसी है, या फाइनल में. हम कितने बार फेल हुए हैं, हमें फेल हुए हैं या नहीं है, या मेरे फ्रेंड्स पास हो गए हैं, ये सब चीजें अगर आप सोचते बैठोगे तो आपका सिर्फ इफेक्टिव टाइम वेस्ट होगा, बाकी कुछ नहीं. इतना ध्यान में रखो. आई अंडरस्टैंड फेल हुआ है वो बुरा लगता है, मुझे भी बुरा लगा था. सो बुरा लगना आपका वेरी मच एक्सेप्टेबल, बट ठीक है. लिव विद द फैक्ट, गेट ऑन विद द चैलेंज, एंड फिनिश कर दो इसको. एंड नेक्स्ट टाइम probably when we interact, do text me or mail me saying that okay, you're CSO and so, and you're talking to me and you have cleared your examinations, and this is what I would like to certainly see you next time. So wish you all the best. बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो. And if you are having any doubts, any queries in taxation, in indirect taxes especially, you can certainly mail it to me. My email ID is omkargadgil@gmail.com, AUMKARGADGIL@gmail.com. So till then, I'll sign off from now. I've been conducting some crash batches at for indirect taxes in Nashik as well, and I'll be conducting a soon from first week of February. Over and above that, if you need any other assistance, if you need any kind of a guidance support, do certainly drop me an email. I'm an educator by profession, so I'll be happy to tell you, teach you whatever you want, or support you or guide you whenever in whichever thing you need. So once again, thanks a lot and goodbye.